What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? My name is Syene Jasmin. Thank God we made it to this Sunday. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for making us and allowing us to be here today. But before we begin, I'd just like to first give it a moment of silence and recognize the fallen victims of what happened in Norway. It's such a tragedy. But more importantly, I'd like to recognize anyone who hasn't made it here to this Sunday. I just give a moment of silence for everyone out there. Okay, so look, once again, thank God we made it to this Sunday. And today I'm going to get straight to the point. It's about relationships today. Now, I'm not no self-expert. Just like me and you out there, I've had my fair share of good and bad relationships. But I'll be quite honest, I've had more bad relationships than good in my previous relationships. But I've learned a lot. I've gained a lot of wisdom from it. And now I feel like I'm much better and more apt to be a better boyfriend or better fiance or husband or whatever God may have planned for me in the future. But really, I want to talk about what I call the Wille Lynch mentality. If you're not familiar with Willie Lynch was a slave owner who devised a method of dividing blacks when slavery started. So the way it was, where he would divide the light-skinned slave from the dark-skinned slave, the field Negro from the house Negro, and it was more rhetoric that's associated with that. But basically, that's the concept of what Wille Lynch's theory was. You divide slaves to keep them apart. And that was really important to keep slaves in line back in the days of slavery. But unfortunately, the Wille Lynch mindset still exists right now. I mean, it still exists to this very day. And yes, the argument is, well, that's with any race, that's with any people. I mean, you're always going to have divisions that exist. And I totally agree. But unfortunately, with African Americans, I feel like it's been really divisive, and it's really been affecting us, and more importantly now with relationships. Now, on my website at Future, I have a whole relationship column. That's one of my favorite columns to put content on there so I can help people, educate them about different ideas and different ways to go about doing things, but more importantly, provoke thought and provoke discussion. So the Ray Hit Show, so many of you may be familiar with. If you're not, check it out on the website, newpride.tv. Along with Miss Deborah Cooper, both put up videos about black women not being able to be good girlfriends and good wives for that matter, because they never grew up with a father in the household. And to both sides, they have some strong points, and I agree. And I'm going to continue to put those kind of videos on my website. But more importantly, what I realize and what I recognize is that it's like we almost have this self-hate for ourselves. I mean, you look at other races, and it's hard to compare apples and oranges because we're different from other people. I mean, but essentially, we're people. We're human. And it's like we have this self-hate for ourselves. So, like I said, I'm going to continue to put those kind of videos up there. But it's like, because the girl has a baby daddy and, she can't get along with him. She's a loudmouth, and a black man can't find a job, and a black man can't do this. And, it goes both ways. But really, it goes back to Wille Lynch. I mean, he's found a way to separate us and to divide us, not only physically, but mentally as well. And that's what still exists. But really, I don't have no immediate solution. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm just a guy who's been through some things. My ex-girlfriend, she told me, you can't love me unless you love yourself. And I had to figure it out, like, that's really true. Until I loved myself, I was able to actually go out there and fulfill sustaining relationships. But more importantly, now it's important to really know yourself and know thyself. And that's why I encourage all of you to go out there and research things to find out more about who you are. Let me give you a quick story. So, growing up in New York City, in Brooklyn, being Haitian is there's a negative stigma associated with being Haitian. I'm half Haitian, half African American, and growing up, I didn't want to tell my peers I was Haitian because I knew if I was told them I was Haitian, and it's probably still like this to this day, unfortunately, that I would get teased and picked on because of my ancestry. But it wasn't until I became older. It wasn't until I was about 16, 17 when I started to really recognize how powerful and how important my people were, and how how much tradition I had, how much legacy that was in my blood because I was Haitian. But more importantly, regardless of what people said, I knew myself. I knew my history. So if that's one solution I can provide, that's the best one. Because I feel like if you know yourself, you'll do better for yourself. They say, uh, you know better, you do better. So I think that as people, especially as African Americans, a lot of us may feel proud about ourselves and listen to the music and think that what goes in society makes us proud about ourselves. But if you really dig deep into our history, I think we'll be even better. So really, that's my biggest suggestion: to know thyself, to know who you are, to do your history. And you can check a lot of it out on newprod.tv. That's how I go to uplift, because knowledge is power, but it's really the way you apply knowledge that's power. Um, and that's really it for today. I mean, I can go on and on, but more importantly, I want to hear what you have to say. So once again, blog about it, tweet about it, Facebook it, criticize me, come back at me. I want you to. I want to hear what you have to say, because you may not agree with me, but if you provide a solution to the table, you're bringing solutions to the table. I'm all for it. And I'll actually put it on the website, newprod.tv. Um, but that's really it for this week. There's so much more I want to say. I'm going to leave this last thing. These are the times. You read the Bible. These are some very serious times right now. But I want you to keep living. And I had to tell myself that as well. Keep living. And with that being said, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on hope. And I can quote scriptures all day. We all can. But there's a reason why we're making it to Sunday. So let's thank God once again. My name is Syene Jasmin. You're checking out newprod.tv. Let's thank God we made it to Sunday. See you next Sunday. Peace.